about 10:15 in the morning, and we're heading out today to head down to the southmost of the rears. So we're going to skip one and head down to the southmost, the one with Vigo and Viana in it. At the moment, going past a lot of fishing people and crab pots. I'm having to swing out fairly wide of my intended course to avoid all the crab pots. The other side's loads of mussel farms. And we will be going around that red light marker thing there, concrete post with a light on the top, and the red band. Not much wind yet, well, the first hint of breeze, but we've got to go out here, then a few hundred meters, and then turn to port around the green one, and then we'll be able to get some sail up and see what's coming. I think beautiful morning as usual, Spanish fireworks in the distance, they like their fireworks, and we're underway, moving down towards the Portuguese border, which is jolly exciting. Look at that boat, isn't that beautiful? Glides through the water, glides through the water. That's a cool shot. So we're just sailing into the rear at Vigo, the rear of Vigo, I do believe it's called. And our plan is to go all the way up the top. There's a little bay right at the top called Ensenada San Simon, I believe, something like that. And we're hoping to get all the way up there. There's a bit of fog behind us, which I'm hoping isn't going to come into this rear. We've got about 9 miles or so to go up to the top, and then we'll just stay there tomorrow. And the way the weather looks, we'll come down to this bay just over there on Wednesday to be ready to head down to Portugal Thursday. The way it's looking, we'll see what comes of the weather, but that's the tentative plan at least. Need to do something with this tiller pin, it's loose, and I'm going to take it out and epoxy it in. Hope the epoxy dries by the time next time I use it. Maybe tomorrow if we move on, we won't be going far, maybe I'll just hand steer tomorrow. Give it another day to firm off. So I've put it in with some epoxy. Hazel's on camera, so if you just have a little film. Yeah, but here it is. There's really nothing to see. It just looks like a bolt sticking through a tiller, but epoxy around under the washer, under the head of the bolt. I've got a little bit of graphite grease on there just to lubricate it when the tiller pilot's on there. But I've done several trips now with that, and it's worked perfectly. There's no play in there whatsoever, and I'm happy with that. So we're just going ashore, just have a little poke about up in this place. It's a bit of a grey day, a little bit of drizzle about. Hazel's on rowing duty, as it's often the case actually. She does more than her fair share of rowing. But, we try to share it.
We do.
We do. And I will no doubt row back, which, as these things often work out, is the comfy downwind one. Steps winding their way up there. There's a little church in here, which obviously was on the seafront at one point. Turn the tap on, see what happens. Oh, water comes out. Who'd have thought it? Look at that. A little fixture upper. Some of the cracks in that are looking fairly serious. Lots of little vegetable plots, little fields, almost feudal sized fields. There's a lot of sweet corn being grown. Well, it's an early morning start, first light. Driving up between the mussel farms here at the moment, and early morning start because if this all goes well, we're going to Portugal. It's an exciting one. Should be a reasonable sail breeze today, possibly getting a little stronger towards the end, depending which weather model you look at. Some of it friendly the whole way, some of it a little stronger. It's a long one, it's the longest one we've done for a while. It's 45 miles, hence first light underway. And just coming out of the Enseada San Simon. There's the bridge over there. Mussel farms, you can see. Hazel's behind me. So, first job's 10 miles out of the Rio Vigo, and then we'll be turning south, heading to Portugal. Vigo, the city of Vigo, city or town. A big place. Right, the mouth of this Rio is Viana. Well, we're heading south now. There's some big swirls running. Wind's light. I've got the motor running just on low revs. Big swells. Pretty rolly. A bit of haze up above, up ahead as well, not up above, up ahead. So we'll see what comes of that. Yeah, rolling all over the shop. So it's not particularly easy going in truth, but swells are on the sort of on the quarter after the beam, certainly. Well, a couple of thoughts, because I'm basically now just approaching the Spanish-Portuguese border, and obviously this coast that runs pretty much north-south here, the Portuguese coast, is a lee shore from the Atlantic Ocean. So we've got whatever it is, 2,500, well, I don't know how many miles, but plenty of miles that away coming across onto this coast. So it's a coast to be respected, most certainly. And we spent ages poring over the weather forecast the last few days. We use Predict Wind, as you know. Predict Wind, as you may know, at least Predict Wind has a number of different weather models. And so we're a bit stressed today leaving, a little bit anxious, shall we say. The UK Met Office and the European mid-range forecast both had the potential for, well, no, not potential, both forecast strong-ish winds late afternoon. Now, I have to say it's not late afternoon yet. It is now 2:30. So, but so far today they also forecast a good sailing breeze for us today, and so far it's been a very frustrating sailing day. Sailed a little bit every time as you think there's enough breeze to sail, it goes again. So as you can no doubt hear now, I'm motor sailing. Hazel has been motor sailing a lot as well, and she's a very, very keen sailor. She sails at every opportunity, she really does. So that's an indication of how it's been. And it seems the model that got it right, looking at all the models, is the Arome one, which is the French Met Office. It's a bit early to be 100% sure, but it looks like I'll be in about 3 hours from now, and if it carries on like this, it'll be the French one that got it right. Of course, another day it might be a different one. There's no telling. That makes it all a bit tricky at times, doesn't it? And just as we get our curtsy flag up, we get our sailing breeze. Look at this. It's the wind indicator. Yes, 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 yes. Stop that thing, Chef. It has the feeling that it's going to be in for the duration. We'll see. Well, the boat's the biggest mess it's ever been. I mean, the cockpit area. Look at this. Oh. Dropped the foresail pretty rapidly. Reefed the main. We're under control now, doing 4 and a little bit knots, 4 and a quarter. Was getting a bit extreme. We were going far too fast, rolling like. Once I got the sails reefed, dropped the foresail and reefed the main, it's all under control again and lovely. So we're making our approaches to the harbour now. 2 miles to go to the harbour wall. Just got around that and should be smooth now on that. I'm coming in, I've got fenders out, I've prepared everything, motor's running, coming in slowly, going to drop the main. There are millions of kite surfers out there. You can see all those kites. Millions, obviously, exaggeration, but rather a lot. Coming in, still too fast for my liking. Slow down really. But as I say, drop some sail very, very soon. And hope this is going to go okay. It's not without any stress, I tell you. But we're nearly there. There we go. Still good. Turn up towards those red and greens. Since we pass that wall, we're in the harbour. It's quite blustery. How they managed to miss each other. So we arrived in Viana de Castelo and checked into the marina there. The marina was full, but they had some extra docks right in the town centre, which is really a great location. Having lived in Germany for the last 25 years, I'm quite used to towns having town festivals. Our local town there had a yearly festival, a long weekend, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, up to lunchtime of music and festivities. But when we got to Viana Castelo and checked into the marina, we were told that it was festival month in Viana de Castelo, and they certainly know how to enjoy themselves. It's a cacophony. Music, drums, fireworks. They seem to specialise in drum groups, and one evening there was a parade of these drum groups. They seem to be groups composed largely of young males, and they parade through the city centre, and every now and again, every few metres in fact, gather up in a circle and do a drum performance of loud, energetic drumming, and the crowd love it. And that wasn't the half of it. It went on into the early hours of the morning, would be an understatement. Rock bands on stages set up around town. Hazel and I were there, as a stopover, and our travels down and trying to get some rest. His sleep was a little bit interrupted, it would be fair to say, because the dock we had was right in the middle of it all, right in the thick of it all. It was great to hear, but as a restful stop, it wasn't that great. The Sunday morning that we got up to leave at first light, the last bits of the Saturday night celebration were still going on. It was quite a place. Lovely, beautiful, beautiful town. Really, really nice. And August seems to be festival month, if you want to check it out. Anyhow, there you go. Going to leave you there. Thank you for watching. That's us into Portugal, which is massive and difficult coast, but a challenging coast, one should say. As I said earlier in the video, a lee shore and all of that, and not that many places to stop. Tend to be about 35 miles apart on average. A couple of longer ones, so day hopper ball, but all quite longish places, or quite longish legs. But of course our goal is to progress down that coast and get down to the south facing coast of Portugal, the Algarve, as soon as we realistically can, and we'll be working on that. As I say, thank you for watching. As ever, massive thank you to the lovely people who support us via Patreon, paypal.me, who make these videos possible. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.